Recording. So
People who weren't there before.
these are the authors. We've been working together for at least a few months, if not a year, and we've had progress. Now, this is behind the scenes. I'm very much a believer that your books will make you an asset, but it just doesn't happen overnight. As many of you, when you were thinking about launching your books, what we said was you would launch your book and then not much would happen, right? And then that's what exactly happens, because unless you really do marketing, unless you spend time, effort, etc., it doesn't happen. But the good part is all of you now, at least except for Richard, have a book in the market. Now it's just about the innovative marketing strategies that you got to come up with, that, and they're going to be unique for all of us because we're in different markets, different parts of the world, of what we can do to promote it. For instance, you could come up with a reality TV show of behind the scenes of publishing a book. So like, if I can, with your permission, post this to my group, if we put it on social media, people start following along and saying, oh, this is what it's like to being an author. It's difficult being an author. There's hundreds and thousands of books published every year, especially now with self-publishing, and you're competing with them, and you're selling a $10 item. So you don't have a lot of marketing budget to get a sale, but you will get a return on it. But some of you, it might take a couple of years, but I'm hoping that it will happen in this year for a lot of you in the next couple of months. What happens? So you guys can give us an update. We'll start with you, Mo, on like how it's going, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's a chance to share this thing. I'll just tell you, actually, to kick off, just to make it easier, I'll share with you my strategy of doing the books. But basically, I have 6 books. This is my website. I am basically promoting one brand, which is rtech.com. I have a bunch of services, for instance, an academy on that brand, right? And the academy, it's not updated yet, but it'll be $1,000 for a 1-month self-study course. The books I will give away for free, right? So they will be, they're just going to be downloadable and for free to download. And what I have in there is that affiliates will be able to embed in their affiliate code, so that if anyone buys any of my services, they make an affiliate commission. I'll explain this more as the months go on, but essentially, my books are used as a way for affiliates to promote me and my business and build trust. And then, but the books are given out for free, right? Especially because a lot of my clients come from Middle East as well. People are not paying for books in this part of the world. The most they'll pay for books is in the US, UK, but Middle East, it's a lot less. So I just decided to just make the books friction-free. So even one thing that I'm experimenting with is not even asking for an email address. So a lot of people ask for an email address. I don't even ask for an email address, and they can just go and download the book. And you can see editable versions of the book where they can embed in their affiliate links and promote and send the books on to their followers. At the moment, I have 120 interns from various places around the world, mostly in Pakistan, that are working with me over the summer. And I'm teaching them marketing techniques to market my book and to monetize it. So this is my marketing thing, because what I learned over time is it's very, very difficult to sell books unless if you set up a budget. If you set up a marketing budget where you are somehow marketing it, or you go out to your network and you have a big known name, or if you've got a network, like some of you guys have a good network, and also The other thing to realize is you don't need a big amount of sales or following of your books. Even if you sell 10 or 20 or 30, that could be enough to generate you enough business to do this, because you're a niche in your territory, because you can be a niche in what you're selling. So do not worry if you're not making hundreds of thousands of sales just yet, because it's slowly gonna come like this. The compound interest is gonna come. So that's it from my side. Mo, why don't you give us an update?
Thanks, Samir. Well, there is nothing much I have done since last time we have been on the Zoom meeting. I've been busy with my work, the auditing, the accounting, and I haven't have enough time. But now I'm trying to recap what I have left from where I have left. The plan is to start a marketing campaign on Amazon to test it out and see how it works. I'm start trying to do the marketing campaign for the book on Amazon. That's one. Two, I'm planning to go on TV show for another TV in Lebanon to just talk more about the book. So these are the two things that I'm planning to do now. I'm start doing. Other than that, nothing yet. Still, those self courses I haven't finished yet. I have to record them and I have to put them in digital platform so they can be marketed for for people to buy or to join. The way that you have explained, Amir, about your 6 books to give them free in order to hunt clients for your services, this is a good option that I might end up getting into this. But before having this, I have to try everything, try all those doors that I can go through to see how things work. And by the end, I have to, do something on social media. Probably I have to do it myself because that's what I like to do to get everything to know. Probably I need some help sometimes. I'm not sure, but I have to set up the schedule for all these activities to get back to where I'm supposed to. So this is it, basically, nothing much.
Perfect. But Mo, first of all, congratulate yourself for all the things that you've achieved. You've been in Virgin, like that's like a very big thing to be in Virgin Megastore, have your book there. I can see a copy of your book behind your shoulder right there. That's really, really great, because now you have a physical book. It's in bookstores, all this stuff. You've been on TV. You've never done that before. You've never been in a bookstore before. So those are big accomplishments, right? If you think back to where you were when you started on this journey, you wrote the books and you've done all these things. So you kind of forget that because you still see a long journey ahead of you. Now, one thing that I found, one thing that I'm doing for my marketing that you might find useful is I just do a 30-second clip. I think you've seen some of them because I see you sometimes on my feed. But basically what I do is I take my mobile, I just speak for less than 30 seconds. And then I have a Samsung, but I'm sure it's the same with iPhone. I'll show you how to upload it if you're interested. It takes me about 10 minutes a day. But I'm generating quite a bit, few leads from it. The numbers are not high. I get maybe let's say 30 to sometimes 100 views. On average, I would say a couple of hundred views. All right. Across the platforms, I post it to Snapchat, even LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, all these platforms. Right. And the main ones that I'm getting actual leads and sales are from LinkedIn, where you became a client of mine from LinkedIn, for instance. Facebook, I'm getting leads as well. And so what you can do is take like one part of your book every day, like one thought, like, or something in someone else's book, and then just build up a following that way. And that way you keep on people's thing, and it takes between 10 to 20 minutes a day, right? And if you wanted to even cut that down further, you could hire someone. Now I'm hiring people in Pakistan. I hire them for $200 a month, including sitting in an office and training and all that. And basically they could even do the posting for you, right? But if you don't want to spend that kind of money, just do it yourself, or find someone else that also wants to do it and split the $200, 100 and 100, so they do that for you, right? So basically, but I'm just throwing an idea out at you. If you want to do social media, that might be a way to start, because it's like a quick 10 to 20 minutes every day, but you have to be consistent with social media. The algorithms, if you just come once and then you stop, they don't like you as much as like once you build up consistency, and people also become consistent. And I'm using even WhatsApp status for it, and it's quite good actually. And so remember, almost all of us, we're not going to get huge numbers of followers, but the ones that are, they're going to be instrumental. So you're going to get followers that are going to be executives in big companies that are following you, and they might like you and what you're saying. So just be aware of that. Yes. So if you want to chat more detail on that, we can do a one-to-one on how to use your social media, or we can catch up next Monday as well if you want to deep dive into the social media aspect of it. But I was very quiet on social media for many months, and now I've re-picked up, and I'm getting some results, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, so we can talk on that. Any other questions for Mo?
I think I would say for Mo, since we've been doing the book club, the message is to gather and engage with people if you're looking to use social media. And you look at where you were, say, last year when we started the club, and where you are now. How many followers have you gained, or how many contacts have you made? Because if you're going to showcase your book to people, you need to have the following to be able to showcase it to. Yeah. That's what I would say to you.
He's not on social media. That's the thing.
He's on Facebook.
He's shy on social media.
Yeah, but then you should get somebody else to do it, and you need the following to showcase something to.
I started that TikTok channel, and because my time was so busy with the accounting stuff, I couldn't do that much videos. But I have already got some around 350 followers on TikTok, and some of the videos have like 1,000 viewers, which is good.
Perfect.
But now, as mentioned by Amir, you have to be consistent with the social media. So if you want to post
you have to be consistent with everything, yeah. But then Amir said, why not get somebody to do it if you haven't got the time?
Well, the thing is, I have to record. I have to make time to record myself saying something about goal setting or how to achieve your goals, etc. So the plan now is to make a session for recording a sort of videos, like 30-second to 60-second videos. I can make like 10, 15 videos on one day and then post them on intervals, like day after another. And this way I could save my time recording, every day. So I just need to plan this. But before I plan the scheduling for the videos, I have to put the content of those videos all together related to the book. So I'm start managing this content on consequential order, so I can go and let people waiting for another videos to come. So this is the plan. This is what I want to do in the near future.
Do you do a daily walk?
To be more on social media,
Do you do a daily walk?
I'm sorry.
Do you do a daily walk or something like that? No?
Ah, I wanted to because from the day I woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning till the 6 p.m. in the evening, fully booked, fully busy.
Okay.
But now after I finish the tax season, I might start have more free time to
The
focus
other
on the
thing
book.
is, I will send you a link in the group of a guy that he's always doing content like daily, but he's like always driving or something, like he's driving and then he has his daily content. He doesn't get a lot of views, but he's very consistent and his business is multiple six figures. And so basically I like what he's doing. It's just like he's even driving, and what he does is on his long drives, he just talks to the camera for a long time, and then they cut it up into short bits. For me, it is like I don't overthink it. I think about one tagline, and then I've gotten better at it. Even today, I was getting messages from people in private DMs saying, hey, I really loving your content now. I can relate to it. And what I think about, like, for instance, I just thought of today, it was don't burn your bridges in relationships, right? And then so I just think of like a tagline, and then I just speak and I just make sure it's less than 30 seconds. And then I upload it to all the platforms. I go one by one on the gallery app on my Samsung. I upload it to Facebook, and then Facebook, it says you have to upload it to the news feed, then the reels, and then stories. So, and then I go to Instagram and then do it. But if I was in a real hurry, I would just even focus on like LinkedIn and Facebook or something. But I do it all the platforms, including Twitter. And as I said, I've got like 10 to 20 minutes of my day that it takes. But those are 10 minutes that I'm walking. So I go for a walk around my house in the park. And so when I do it, I just stop for the video, which is like a 1 minute stop where I take the 30-second video. And then when I'm uploading it to the various platforms, I'm simply walking. So it's not wasting my time. But if I like in the future, what I might do is get someone to upload it for me as well, because it's just one less thing. But I need to train them a bit more. The other question for you, Mo, is Arabic or English, So that's the other thing, because you can be Arabic. Yeah, there's a pros and cons to both. But I would say like experiment, because actually the TV shows you've gone on was in Arabic, right? And like I think you can be a bigger celebrity in the Arabic world. Yeah, I think there's a lot less Arabic authors than there are English authors.
The thing is, in the Middle East, most people they speak two languages, either speak English as a second language or French as a second language. But what I have noticed, like many people who are on social media, they start speaking Arabic and they merge Arabic and English together. And I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not, because when you speak, you have to speak on one language. Why you should combine two languages at the same time?
You might have two social media handles, Mo Mahana EN and Mo Mahana AR, like Arabia, and you might experiment. I don't want to overcomplicate it and stick to English for now and stick to whatever's the easiest, because whatever's the easiest, least friction is what you will end up doing. If I say to you, do this, this, and this, you will end up doing nothing. If I just say, pull out your phone and just speak, you will do more.
Yeah, the thing is, if you want to do two channels, then you have to double your time, because you have to do it in Arabic and in English.
I don't think the recording of the content takes as much time as you're making it seem like it does. It's like you're thinking it too much. You already have content in the book, and you don't have to stick with content in your book. It could be new content that you think of or related content.
That's true. That's true. Everything is manageable.
Yeah,
and
because
it will
what
go.
I think is, one thing is for you to make money as a coach. That was one of the goals that we set out in the beginning. So, it's helping people through the knowledge, however that be. And then strategy is your niche. So yes. Okay, so anyway, we'll come back to you. Thanks for that, Mo. Let's
you.
go to you, Trish. And
Yeah,
Long Island, New
hi.
York.
Okay, so I'll keep mine very, very brief, very brief. So regarding the books, I've not really done much in promoting it. However, it's helped me. I'll give you an example. Recently, I was invited to a big charity event here on Long Island, and I was invited as a paid member. So I reached out to the organizer and I said, I don't mind speaking if there's a speaking opportunity for like a few minutes. And she said, okay, send me your profile. So I sent her something and she came back to say, I did not realize you wrote a book. Oh my gosh, this is excellent. So we're going to buy copies of your book and put on every table.
Wow.
Yeah, and she said, also, if there's an opportunity on this particular meeting, we get you to speak informally. Otherwise, you're booked for our next event to speak. So that was really, really good. I was so impressed. The book worked.
Amazing. And that's what we envisioned before. It's just now like continue to doing it, and it's not because you don't get results overnight. It's not like, we think about like comedians and musicians and we think that they became big overnight, but they spend years working in venues that not many people turned up, And
Yeah.
so you guys, all of us have to go through that hard lock where it's little by little people are hearing about it. And then I don't know how many people were in that room, Trish, but let's say if there was 50, maybe like 10 will read the book and then maybe one or two will look you up like 6 months from now, and then it'll lead to more opportunities. It's all about this word serendipity. It means happy chance. And the book is enabling happy chances to happen.
That's right. That's right. I was even thinking that I'm going to create a raffle basket for this charity and put my books in it and have it like a book theme with a bottle of wine and something and give it to the charity to raffle. But she came up with something better to say, no, they're going to buy copies of the book and put on every table. So I said, okay, I should get people to review my book though, because that's something I've not been doing. And I think that's a lesson
Yeah,
to write a review.
the people that buy the book from not Amazon cannot review, but
Yeah.
if they buy it from Amazon, then they can send a review. So yes,
Yeah.
that is, I think, collect reviews from friends and family, and then do that as well.
I will do that. But sorry, before I go, because I know that you're short on time, you said something about making $500,000 from your books. I want to
Yeah.
hear about that.
Basically, look, what it was consulting, right? Selling my time. Yes. So basically, I wrote my first book 2009, right? So that's a long time ago. And so what I did with it, I tried to sell it in the beginning and I really struggled, right? Because it was really felt awkward to me to go to an event and then like, not an event, but let's say if I met someone important and they would say, oh, Amir, good to meet you. And I'd be like, oh, I've written a book. And then I'd be excited about it. And I would try to give them a copy of the book. And they'd be like, how much? And I would say it was about $20 at the time. And they would say, oh, I don't have any cash on me at the moment, or okay, next time. And I was like, for this, I really wanted them to have the book, but they didn't buy it. And then I looked like a sleazy salesman. What I then did was started giving it away to executives and positions of high level. And what happened is that book started making its circle in those positions. So I'll give you an example. I gave it to like a really senior person in government in Pakistan. His friend saw it, and then I signed it to him. His friend, who was also super senior in government, then called me up and is like, hey, we want to hire you for consulting to come advise us on education because we're trying to bring the internet. Now, I wrote on a subject that I wanted to be known as an expert in. So Mo, like, it's great. He has strategy. Trish, you have leadership. These are great subjects because they are money. You know, leadership is where money is, like executives have it, right? So it didn't, you know, I'll be honest, I probably not even gave away 100 books. I mean, initially we printed 5,000 books. I couldn't sell them, right? And I just got stuck with so many books and so much like cost. But then afterwards, when I started giving it away, I only had to get a couple of contracts and my bill out rate was relatively high. So that's why I was able to generate over $400,000 from the book. And that's where, you know, the book got me those opportunities because like the British government, someone from there saw it and then they hired me, etc. So this is, and now my strategy is even, the strategy I'm sharing with you, nobody is doing this right now, is enabling my affiliates to embed in their affiliate code inside my book. So they will be giving away my book. And then right now I've got 120 interns that are marketing for me. This is happening at a very low level at the moment, but as soon as my systems are tested, I will go to really big affiliates in the US that have a mailing list of 100,000 or 1 million people and say, hey, I will give you value to your audience by giving away a book about digital marketing, or like Wealthology is one of my books. It'll make you look good in front of your audience because you're giving them a gift. And if any of the audience clicks through and buys any of my services, such as book publishing or software development, I will give you 20% of the revenue for the life of the customer, right? So they really have a big incentive to promote my book. And so my prices are not like the cheapest prices, they're premium. And I will have more people marketing for me. So this is my strategy. It'll take some time, but I'm sharing with you my new strategy. The old strategy is what's working for you guys already, right? Like Trish, you were giving away the book. It's leading to connections. But this embedding one, I'm happy to share it with you guys, how I'm doing exactly. It's innovation. It's not been figured out just yet, but it will come. And, you know, I have the first few click-throughs. I had the first sale. All these types of things are starting to happen. So that's my strategy. Does that make sense, Trish?
Yes, it does. Yes, I got it.
Perfect.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Perfect. So let's come to you, Richard. Give us an update.
I'd like just to say, follow that thread of yours about doing, say, for example, a phrase, and then talking about that phrase for 30 seconds or a minute or something while you're walking or driving in the car. I really like that because I often do things like that in my head to try to more fully understand something which I feel could have some import in the direction of life. So I really like that idea. For example, at the moment I'm doing snatches. It's a type of exercise. It's probably the hardest accelerative movement that you can do, so at speed with weight. And one, I do it for 10 minutes. And it's a complex movement, regardless of with my condition. And but I could, for example, talk about it while I'm doing it, and that might be an interesting thing to video. I just hadn't thought of something like that because it is nobody else in the world does that. Nobody with one leg. It's much too complex.
See, if we go back to it, A book is one form of sharing information, but social media is another form, right?
Yeah.
And actually, social media is much more consumed than books, right? A book, someone's got to give you, A, they got to pay for it. B, they got to consume that content. They got to put in 3 hours. If you do 30-second videos, or, I mean, you can do 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, whatever it is. I will show you how to do them, right? I will show you how I do it on my laptop. But Richard, you have a really good chance of building up a good following because A, you know your stuff about health, and then B, you know, like you're unique, you have that expertise, and so you're gonna build up a following. So, and then you build up that following. In the meantime, the book is happening, right? It'll come when it comes, but, and also you'll have a following by the time the book comes. Otherwise.
Do you think it's worthwhile me recording videoing myself while I do this 10 minutes and then start it on some sort of social media? I know initially we said LinkedIn, but I don't think you can do video on LinkedIn. It's an older audience.
You can do video on LinkedIn, and also,
Oh.
yeah, look, there's no right answer in social media, right? What works for you is gonna be different than Mo and different for Trish and Eula. So what, like, and you know, you're talking about health and fitness. There's a big niche and a big industry on that, right? So they say on the internet, there's 3 types of information that is consumed the most, and that creates wealth for people. One is wealth niche. So that is my niche, and Mo's niche, and Trish's niche, and Eula's niche, which is wealth, because we're all teaching people how to make their business more efficient, or make their business, or help them make money, or something along those lines. Then there's the health niche. That is your niche, right? Because you're helping people becoming more healthier and build up a better structure. And then there is the relationships. It's the final one, the big niche, where people talk about marriages and divorce and all this sort of stuff. So those are the big 3 information niches. You can do stuff around this health niche, and definitely you can start posting this content. Only thing is, it's like a muscle. Just like you build up your physical muscles, social media is also a muscle. You get better at it with time, right? So
Did you say social media is like a muscle?
yeah, social media is a muscle. So you post on LinkedIn, post 1 video. I'll give you this homework for this week. Your homework for this week is to create 3 videos, right? At separate times. So maybe tomorrow or today, even do one. I would give you the first video, which should be within the hour of hanging up from this call. And then I don't know if you have a LinkedIn account or Facebook account, wherever you have it, post that video and figure out how to post it. Yes? Look, I've done courses on social media for writers in London. Like, I've gone to classrooms, I've consumed books on this. So I'm teaching you guys stuff that I'm a step ahead of you. I'm figuring this stuff out. There's people that are much more ahead of me even, but we have to coach each other, right? So like, once you could become the team's expert on LinkedIn, for instance. LinkedIn, it's an older audience. They have more money. There's 900 million people on it. You can do it. I even have I have WhatsApp groups that I post to. I think WhatsApp is phenomenal as well. So you can do this. So yeah, so do that, and so your task is to post 1 video at least between now and next week. Ideally 3 by then, right? And if you get stuck, either message in the group, or you can just direct message me, and we can have a chat and then do this. Yes. Okay, great. Eula.
Thank you.
Any thoughts? You're on mute, Eula, sorry. Any thoughts?
Where is Richard with his book? That was a question you asked. Didn't get an answer.
I spoke with Amir at the very beginning and explained the situation.
Oh, before we came on.
Yeah, because after you instructed me, Eula, that I should be early and with Amir. So from now on, I'm always early.
Okay, I was late.
Sorry?
I was late. I wasn't due to come
You
on.
weren't late. You were
I've got-
perfect.
I wasn't
You were
due
the
to come when I was
perfect
going
time.
out.
You were the perfect time, you. You're not late.
And then it rained.
All right, go
Anyway.
ahead, Richard, explain where you are with the book, and then we'll come to Eula.
Is he on chapter 1 still?
No
I-
way. He's done. His book is complete.
No,
I'm going. I'm
Oh.
leaving Amir to explain.
I want a
well,
free
let me
gift. That's
explain.
okay,
Let me
Richard.
give the executive summary because then we'll come on to Eula. But basically, he has a ghostwriter. She wrote it a little bit too much of a victim, making him a victim, and he didn't like that. So he asked her to rewrite the chapter, and so she's rewriting it. But they're on a lot faster stream now than they were. But it was just that he was not happy to be so much of a victim. And those that are watching and don't know his story, Richard lost a leg in an accident, but he doesn't want to be seen as like a victim in this the whole situation. So okay, go
Okay.
ahead, Eula.
Right. 2 things, Amir. Good to see you and everybody else. You're looking well. I don't want my info to be on social media. If it is on social media, it's under my own remit, but I don't want it to be shared
Can I
on
just
social media.
press the stop button and stop the recording?
Yeah.